Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, The Gentleman Reviewer. As always, please hit that subscribe button and continue to help my channel grow. So today with this review, I finish another series that I've been working on. This one a little bit longer than my last one. Last time I finished the Zebra All Steel line. That took a couple of weeks, and since I've been bouncing back and forth from a lot of mechanical pencils, it took me a while to finish the Rotring line. But today I am finishing their numbered line with the Zebra or the Rotring 800 Plus. I had Zebra on my mind, so apparently I think this is a Zebra. So Rotring is most well known probably for the Rotring 600, which is honestly one of the best mechanical pencils out there. It's one of my all-time favorites, one that I really like carrying around. But the 800 adds a little bit of protection because with the 600 you can't retract the tip. You can carry around these Bic caps that will cover it and stay on there pretty good, but that's kind of a bit of a pain and it looks a little cheesy. So you can upgrade, and it's definitely an upgrade to the 800 series with the 800 and 800 Plus. I've already reviewed the 800 and today is going to be focused on the 800 Plus. I'm going to try to not go as super in depth with the 800 Plus as I did with the 800, but we all know that's going to end up happening. So if you do drop the 600, you can replace the tip for about $12, which is nearly the same cost as replacing the entire mechanical pencil, especially if you drop the 500, which has the same tip but a plastic body. So let's just stick with 800 Plus from now on. So let me push these up there. So I usually start at the back, so let's go with that because the main difference between the 800 and the 800 Plus, and really the only difference, is the 800 Plus has a stylus tip. So let's start at the back. So you can see that this one has a hole at the back, as this isn't auto-focusing. Why isn't that? So you can see that. Come on, work with me, buddy. Camera. So starting at the back, you can see there's a hole at the back. That's, from what I've gathered, usually designated so if you have a bunch of Rotrings, they're pens and mechanical pencils, you can tell pretty quickly which one's a pencil and which one's not. So that's one of the reasons that I came across recently as to why that's there. The downside to that, drafting pencils often have these really crappy, really tiny erasers, and Rotring is no different. So if you were to run out, you can't not have an eraser in there and use the top, or the lead's going to fall out because of the hole. So while it designates the mechanical pencil, you can't use it without an eraser like you can with a Graph Gear 500 or something like that. So while I've got the eraser out, these things are stupidly expensive for four. It's $6 for 4 erasers. And I mean, you've got a nice little metal sleeve that holds that eraser in place, and it comes with the lead cleanout rod that you can see there, so you're going to be able to clear jams if you have to. I usually just use another piece of lead to do that, but I'm sure there's a problem with that. This one does have a nice little knurling at the top, gives you some extra grip when you're pulling it out, but it's not hard to pull out anyway. It does look good with the knurling on it. I mean, I'll give it that much, but whatever. So just like the 800 Plus is advanced with about half turn. Let's see. Yep, just about a half turn of this little knobby back here, where you'd have the lead grade indicators on all the lower models, so the 600, 500, and 300. So they got rid of that so they could have the twist mechanism. You can hear it's like a soft yet satisfying click, and it holds itself securely once it's open. I've never had any problems with it staying open. And then it's just you can just let it go, and the spring will do the rest. So then I let it go, and the spring brings it all the way back in. So you have a little bit of resistance bringing it out, but you don't have to worry about, once it's released, the tip's going to go back in, which is the whole point of this. You can protect that tip. Obviously, if you drop it and it's out, you're going to end up having to replace the whole pencil. So we now reach the clip. So this clip, just like the 800, is super sturdy. I've at times had a hard time getting into a pen loop or anything like that. So I have actually had to pull it up, and you can see and hear that click. There's quite a bit of force there that's keeping the clip against the body. So it's going to stay secure. It's going to hold itself very tightly. So the body itself is the hexagonal design, which I really like a lot. It has some nice distinct corners, not as much. Ooh, I almost dropped the pencil. Not as distinct as the 800, but definitely pretty distinct. Actually, the 800 seems a bit sharper to me, but I like it. I mean, I like the hexagonal grip. It's supposed to be designed if you have it on like a table to keep the pencil from rolling away, but I think the clip would do a good enough job on its own. But it is more ergonomic. I do like the feel of it. It's a bit more tactile, and I enjoy that. The grip itself, I've got a good close up on a picture on the blog. If this looks like it's focusing on my camera, but we'll see if it works on the video. So it's got the standard knurled metal grip on the barrel. This one, much like the 800, seems a bit less aggressive than the 600. The 600 is my favorite grip so far. One review I came across when I was reviewing the 800 says that the 800's grip is like an ice rink compared to the 600. I forget the blog of that, but that is not one of my quotes. I honestly kind of have to agree. This is a bit more slick. However, if you're riding for long periods of time, you're going to be able to do this a little bit easier with the 800 than you are the 600 because it's going to be easier on your fingertips. So there's that. It's still effective. Even if my hands do get just a little moist, it does work. So you can see there's quite a bit of threads there to get the lead body out. Like I said, the main difference between the 800 and the 800 Plus is this Stylus Tip Grip. I don't use styluses very much. The idea behind this is if you're drafting and you're switching back and forth between a computer screen and a paper. Sorry, my allergies always seem to act up once I start doing a video. You're going to be able to switch back and forth using only one tool. Obviously, you have to make sure to bring the lead sleeve back or you'll be scratching up your computer screen and it won't work in the first place. And don't stab your computer screen. That's a bad idea. But they do come with 3 total, 1 already installed, but they've got 2 extra stylus tips in case they wear out. And the way you change this, so it comes with a key. So you put it in there. You got to get it caught in the little notch that the tip has. It's a bit like the golden tip, but it's shaped a little bit differently to hold the stylus. And you're actually going to turn it clockwise to, it didn't catch, there we go. You're actually going to turn it clockwise to clear it out, or take it off. So let me take that off for you guys so you can see. All right, so you see it fell out. Slightly different design. I'm not going to pull the stylus tip off because I hate getting them back on, but you can see the notches right at the bottom right there are what you grip into with the key. So that's super easy to get off. Let's see, I've never taken it all the way off because I've never had to change the stylus. Like I said, I don't use a stylus, so I haven't had it wear out yet. But now we're going to turn it counterclockwise to tighten it. So get it in there pretty tight. We're good to go. So Rotring has a brass clutch mechanism. I can't pull this out, and I'm not going to because I'm not confident with it. Putting it back together, you can see the spring there is what catches on the body to advance the lead. So if I were using the clicker mechanism back there, this would catch onto the body of the pen, which would then advance the lead. I have that way offside to the screen. So you would push the plunger and it would advance the lead like that. So it would catch in the body right there. Some of my complaints about this pencil are related to the lead advance mechanism. So you can see that it depresses a bit before it catches. And now the lead advances. So it depresses, catches the tip on the body, and now the lead advances. So I find that annoying because, you know, there's some play there in the tolerances. And I mean, the 800 did that too. Not as much as on my 800 plus. So it's kind of annoying. But that's really the only thing I can think of that I don't really like about it. So overall, this pencil is solid metal. I mean, the only plastic I can find on it is I think this might be silicone, or I don't know what the tip is. Um, but that's the only thing I can think of that would be plastic on it, and maybe the little red Rotring ring. It's like a little O-ring almost. But given that, it's going to be pretty hefty. I like heavier pencils. The Rotring 600 is a great weight. I forgot to look up the weight right before I did this video, but you can check my blog post for it. So the 800 plus comes in at 0.86 ounces or 24 grams. Definitely up there with with one of the heaviest that I own. Not as heavy as my inventory, but definitely up there. So the pen is, oh, I can't find my notes for the body right now, but the grip has a diameter of 8.3 millimeters, which is a bit smaller than I tend to like, but I think the weight makes up for it. And then the body has a diameter of 9.5 millimeters. So it's you got a decent taper, and I think a lot of that taper comes from the hexagonal part dropping to the grip rather than anything else. So the pencil itself, the lead sleeve is 4 millimeters, which is pretty standard for drafting pencils. That gives you a little bit of vision down the page in order to see what's coming up to where you don't mess up. And then oh, I just had it. The pencil is 13.8 centimeters or 5.4 inches when retracted out. That's going to add like 5 to 8 millimeters in length, but I don't have that exactly. So these are only available in Rotring's black and silver, as most of their pencils are, and it only comes in 0.5 and 0.7. So this pencil is going to range quite a bit in price depending on where you get it from. I got it for $35 on sale on Amazon. If you look around the holidays, the price on Rotrings tend to drop, especially if they're more premium models. But I mean, you can end up spending 57 is the lowest price I tend to see not on sale, and I've seen it as high as 83. You're definitely getting what you pay for with this pencil. You're getting Rotring's top of the line premium mechanical pencil with this. So it's definitely worth it if you're switching back and forth between an electronic and a paper medium pretty regularly, and you're switching back and forth between a stylus and a pencil. So this way you can just do it all in one, and you're going to get a good quality, solid brass mechanism mechanical pencil. Like I said, my only complaint is that I wish the tolerances on the lead advanced mechanism were a bit tighter so I didn't have the sponginess. But beyond that, I mean, it's a great mechanical pencil. I've yet to have it fail, and these are known to survive quite a bit and for quite a while. Just don't drop it with the tip extended, because unlike the 600, you can't replace just the tip. You're stuck replacing the entire mechanical pencil. So thanks again for watching. Hope you all enjoyed it. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below.